What's up, beautiful people? This is your girl, Blue Nola. I'm back in the building. I want to talk about the Jonathan Majors interview that happened today. This is just my reaction to it. And with this reaction, I'm going to give my intuitive feelings around it. And we're going to pull a few cards along the way. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming through. Told Instagram I was going to try to go live. Unfortunately, the weather has been off and on really bad throughout the Louisiana. All right. To the point to where it affected the schools. So, the Wi-Fi has been in and out, and I don't want to take a chance trying to do that. You guys know I already struggle with Wi-Fi, and I know I'm going to try to figure out another way. So, today, Jonathan Majors did an interview with Good Morning America, which I really thought was a bad idea because I'm like, you're not even sentenced yet. And you're doing this interview, and his sole focus is to change public perception. But I think this did more harm than good, in my opinion. All right. I'm glad he got a chance to speak his piece, but there was a lot going on in this interview that I definitely questioned and I gave a side eye to. And I definitely felt like there was a couple of things that I felt like he said, okay, I shouldn't have done this. Okay, fine. So he is being sentenced soon for this misdemeanor. He had 4 convictions. He got 2. He was convicted for 2 misdemeanors. I don't believe he's going to go to jail. We talked about this already. I don't believe he's going to go to jail. He may get some sort of restrictions. Those restrictions may be in the form of, probation. So I don't believe he's gonna go to jail. You can go to video number 1 and then also go to video number 2. The first part of video number we talk about Megan Good's relationship with him, and then we talk about the actual situation with Grace Jabbari. For the record, I feel like they both are responsible for this toxic situation. They both stayed in a relationship where they shouldn't have been. And also, too, guys, think about this for a second. If it had not gone viral, would he still be with Grace Jabbari? Because we're going to talk about in the interview when he said he loved her, how his mouth twisted. And even as he said that Megan Good was his angel and his Coretta Scott King, and he thinks she's the one, his mouth twisted too. So did he use our girl Megan Good? Did he use Megan Good for his image, right? In the interview, he mentioned the word culture, in order to focus on the culture, to use Black women, to use the culture to err on his side, right? Clearly something happened with these people. Clearly there was a dysfunctional situation that they both stayed in way too long. We don't see what's actually happening in the car. Even though the driver was saying she was the aggressor, there's definitely something that's happening. So he confessed that he clearly was seeing someone else. He received a text message, and that's when she was trying to get at his phone. I told my sister that she was after something. That's why she chased him wherever she chased him. Not that it was right, but how many people, let's raise our hands, have been after somebody's phone and somebody's been after our phone? I've been in both situations, right? Does it mean they need to go to trial? To me, I was like, this is overkill. But at the end of the day, this is where you put yourself. So let's start at the beginning. He does this interview, which I thought was a bad decision, with Good Morning America, because you have not yet been actually provided your sentence, right? So just bad idea, because that can be now taken and used to make your determination about whether or not you're even, which to me, he made me feel like he didn't feel like he had a certain, he tried to soften it, right? But he had still a certain arrogance underneath it, okay? Which can make you feel like he still didn't see the error, other than I should have just got out the relationship. So the first thing that was struck me is when he said that he hasn't seen his daughter in a long time because of the situation. Why is that? I have a young daughter that's 15. And if her dad were going through this type of situation, he wouldn't be stopped from seeing her because some woman said something about him in this type of situation. I'll be like, because I trust you and I know your character, we're going to continue our schedule and we'll revisit it when the time comes. But why is it that his daughter has been taken from him? That's a red flag, guys. That's a red flag, because that tells you that her mother has concerns about him who he is and the type of person that he is, right? Because he has said that in the interview, he said, I have not seen my daughter in a long time because of this situation, right? Red flag number one. He confessed that he got a text message from another woman in which Grace Jabbari was trying to grab the phone. When the interviewer asked him at one point, did you cause the injuries? He initially said no. But then when she came back a second time and asked, how did the injuries get there? He said he didn't know. Let's go back even beyond that. Let's go to the phone call where he called 911. And 911 asked him, does he know what's going on? He said he didn't know. You're in the middle of a toxic night where this woman is upset because you received another text message from a woman saying she could just kiss your lips or whatever that was. And you told the operator you didn't even know what was going on. That was the start of it right there for me. Red flag. Then your daughter's mother takes her from you because of the situation. Another red flag. All right. He took a little responsibility in saying, I shouldn't have stayed in a relationship. What was the worst? I shouldn't have stayed in the relationship. He should have gotten out of the relationship, right? This is what he was saying in the actual interview. So just a little bit of saying what he shouldn't have done, but he still stayed there nonetheless. When he said out of his mouth, he did not love Grace Jabbari, his mouth turned right. That was an indicator like, what's going on with that? That made me feel like you probably would still be with this chick had it not been for the fact that went viral. Okay? And it went the way it went. When they asked him about the suicidal text, he says that that's something that he's always struggled with. I will give him grace around that because that could be true. But then he followed that up with some other questions around bad behaviors in his 20s, and he was a terrible boyfriend. To make a long story short, they asked him, had he ever been in other abusive situations because people had said things about him. He said, I've never witnessed, never participated in any of this. I was a jerk. I was a mean guy, right? You got to listen to what he's saying. Right? And I was depressed and had childhood trauma. Childhood trauma again. A lot of the people who hurt people use childhood trauma. I was in my 20s. I was not the best boyfriend. I would not be surprised if we hear more people coming out about this man, because he covered up his bad behavior in his 20s with saying he was depressed. He had childhood trauma, right? We all using that childhood trauma thing to get under the law, right? He said that, but he has never put his hands on a woman. This is what he said in his interview. In one part of the interview, when, he did say, about the relationship, he said, I shouldn't have never been in that car. Because when they say, well, what's your responsibility in all this? I shouldn't have never been in a car. I shouldn't have stepped out. I should have said I wanted to see someone else. I should have said I'm done. Right? This is what he says in the particular thing. Grace Jabbari accused him of hitting her in the face, fracturing her finger. She had a cut behind her ear, and he twisted her arm. She actually had bruises. He had some bruises, but his bruises looked like wounds that were like a scratch, and then he had something that was near his beard. I say all of this to say, I think this interview shouldn't have never been done, simply because I felt like it just didn't set the tone for his innocence in this situation. Now, should both of them be held accountable? Yes. Will both of them be held accountable? Probably not. Did he take real responsibility around the situation? No, not really. Would he have been with her if it weren't for the fact that this happened? I probably can believe that he would, because of the way when he was asked, when he said, I loved her, there was a way that he said it and twisted his lips that made me think, that's interesting. When it came to Megan Good, she was there being very intense and being very supportive. But it was interesting that they've been having this whirlwind love affair, right? Holding hands in court every day. But he called the relationship fresh, right? You're grown-ups. It can be fresh, but the relationship multiplies times 10 when you're a certain age, right? And he said that she was his angel, which means she was protecting him. And that she pretty what was his Coretta. Didn't he call the first lady Coretta? He was trying to get her to be Coretta. I guess he finally found the Coretta. But what was most important in that whole thing that he said is that he thinks that, what was the word? I want to make sure I'm saying it right, y'all. He actually said he thinks that she's the one, I think. This man is supposed to be in love with you. You are in court supporting him. You're putting your name on the line, your brand, and who you are. And he thinks that he loves you. And he thinks you're the one, right? Most men in that position with that type of support and that type of love, and that person's their angel and their Coretta Scott, she is the one. I knew it the moment I saw her. She is everything. Not that you think. That is a red flag for me. Period. You can add your feedback into the chat if there's anything else you want to say about this. But I definitely feel we got to remember there was emotional abuse going on with this lady. There was another incident, I think it was in either the UK or somewhere, that they had where her head was hit. And even again, let's reiterate, when they asked him about other situations, he said it was in my 20s. He said that he hadn't, again, he said that, I've witnessed, never participated. I was a jerk. I was a mean guy. So he's admitting that there's some behavior there that could make a person feel like he was being abusive in some way. Right? Would he be with Grace Jabbari had it not been for the fact that this had gone viral? Give me the energy. That's the first question, because it was interesting how he twisted his lips when he said, I loved Grace. Seven of Swords. Would he still be with Grace Jabbari had it not been for the situation? Interesting already. The only reason why he's not with Grace Jabbari is because he has now had a tower moment. He considers this relationship with her a loss. Okay? He is the Seven of Swords, the Hangman, the Nine of Wands, the Tower card, the Empress, and the High Priestess. And this just signifies to you, when you see all of that, he actually thought, man, if this wouldn't have happened, we could have still been trying to figure this out. Like, I wish we would have really gotten therapy. Even in that Nine of Wands energy, this is somebody who was still at a crossroads with this. Even with this Tower card, that represents in some way, because this has happened, he feels imprisoned to this situation. He considers this relationship with Grace Jabbari a real loss, right? Now, he's seeing other people and dealing with other people and doing stuff he had no business. But still, I feel like he still would have been dealing with this woman had it not been for that. And this is the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so helps spirituality, right? I wouldn't be surprised if years come down the road as he gets older and time pass and maybe he's not on the radar as much. I wouldn't be surprised if he reaches out to Grace Jabbari and apologizes and make amends with her, because it's in his aspects here, right? I think if it had not been for that situation, he still would have been in this yo-yo effect with this lady. And most people yo-yo in toxic relationships, right? But this is what it shows in the energy. I found it interesting that he twisted his lip that way. Go back and watch that part when he said that. Give me the energy around his daughter not being... He's saying, I haven't seen my daughter in a long time, because why? If you're a stand-up guy and a good dad and your ex knows who you are and that you are a good person, why would she stop you from seeing your daughter because of this situation? Give me the energy around, please, You know, Jonathan Majors and his daughter. Why is his ex or, you know, baby mama stopping him from seeing his daughter? The Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Swords, because she's experienced things at his hands too, right? So this is what it talks about. And she is holding his daughter from him. This represents fear and dread, wanting to protect her daughter, period, right? But this could also represent, too, that she's had her own run-ins with him. And now this is just another run-in, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. You see how this lady's on the, you see how this person's on the ground? You see this Page of Wands is here? That represents direct conflict. I wouldn't be surprised if lady tries to put something in place because he's been convicted. Now she has ammunition to do so, right? Because that's what it shows in the messages. There's something about they also have their run-ins and conflict. They've also had a karmic relationship, cycles. Six of Cups is here. I definitely feel like his relationship with his daughter will be restored, but it may have some conditions, especially with that Four of Pentacles being here on the back of the hands, right? You know, when you get convicted of things and you are sentenced, now a person can take that situation and use it in their own situation to gain whatever they want to gain over you. So this is what it shows. Give me the energy around the woman that he was receiving this text message from. Was this Megan Good, Spirit? Give me the energy around the woman that he was receiving. I could kiss your lips right now. Was that Megan Good, or was that like another woman? And this person has Four of Wands, the card of Strength, the Knight of Swords. I think he was, and then what is Megan Good sign? This lady has a water placements in her aspect here. But this shows up like he could have been entertaining multiple people, right? This is what it shows. But there's something about that, because with that Queen of Cups in here, this represents like some woman that he was really engaging with. I don't know Megan Good's sign and all that, but it definitely shows this woman. He had a real interest. He had been dealing with this woman and seeing this woman acting recklessly. The Knight of Swords is here. Now, Grace Jabbari probably would have said it was Megan Good, right? If she knew it was Megan Good. But I don't know Megan Good's sign. We can definitely look it up real quick. But this person is giving me some water placements with a little bit of Leo in the chart, along with some fire placements here, and that still could be a little Leo. So Megan Good, let me look this up. Let me look her sign up. Megan Good. Girl, what's your birthday? So August, what? 8th, I believe. So August 8th. Which would be Leo. Well, goddamn. Okay. All right. So maybe he had a name coded under another name. What have you? Whatever. But okay. So this is what it's showing. All right, girl. I'm like, Okay. All right. So that's that. Give me the energy around, like, what was he saying he was going to commit suicide? Was that like something that he just always said to her, or was it in relations to the whole domestic situation, Spirit? Why is he saying he's going to commit suicidal? I hope I'm spelling it correctly. What was that all about in that Grace Jabbari situation? The Chariot. This is her spreading message about him, right? Which will be in direct conflict with him. So this is if she told on him. And that represented, he told her that's, like, I feel like he said this before to her too. But in that Two of Cups, this represents like her bringing attention to their problems and their relationship. This is what it shows in their messages. The Queen of Pentacles affecting his career. I think he said this before as well. This is not the first time. So I do believe that. But this definitely was in an effort to stop his career from derailing behind their situation. In the interview, does he take... I want to say that part first. Why did he tell the EMS that he didn't know what was going on when he knew that they had this big fight over the woman and all of that, right? Why did he say? Did he not know what was going on? And he knew exactly what was going on. He knew that they had quarreled, right? The Page of Wands is here. He knew the Page of Wands is like the news, the information, right? This person had some type of issue, right? This is what it talks about, conflict in there, right? Tensions being high, loss of balance, all of that stuff. You knew what was going on, but again, people in the heat of the moment. So I would say probably not, not trying to say too much over the phone. To me, that's very strategic because it's almost like saying, how did you not know what was going on when y'all were having a full episodes, running down the street, tussling in a car, chasing you with the phone, trying to capture you some kind of way. Like, this lady was literally after you like she was trying to get you on camera. Like, for real. Like, so to say, like, to me, that's a deceptive response, right? Deception. He knew exactly what was going on. He was fully aware. The Three of Pentacles represents the tension that was building between them together. Okay? So, to me, it was in an effort to protect himself and not, be exposed. Yeah. Okay. That's just, to me, that's what he talks about. He was being very creative. He's very methodical, if you like pay attention. I hope that you guys like inundate the body language guy and the other guys with the 4-panel body language people. I want them to do a body language analysis. I love those on this whole interview because I feel like there was so many like great cues for deception. In the car, before he got out the car, were they physical with each other, where they were scratching and punching and what was it? Hit, finger pulled, scratches, twisted arm. She scratched him and he had a scratch on his beard. Were they both physical in that car, or was it just Grace? Give me the energy around. Was it Grace? Give me also too, was it him? He was doing it too, guys. But he does have like a defensive stance here. If you look at it, he does have a defensive stance. But when you look at his cards, he does have a defense stance. That's like saying he was being sneaky, number one. This represents tension, number two. This represents like defending himself. This could represent defending himself, but it's defending himself of being sneaky. He has another battle aspect here, which means conflict, right? Trying to block. He also has, this almost like, just think about it for a minute. This man is in your King of Cups, lying to you, manipulating you, being dishonest to you, and you just blow it. You just become difficult. This feels like he was. The Tower card represents in reverse energy, somebody exploding, and you're trying to restrain them, and you're also grabbing and pulling them. I definitely feel like, this could have been a response to her blowing up and him trying to restrain her. Definitely. Listen, we've all been in situations where we had our man phone, or our man had our phone and we was tussling over that freaking phone. Let's not act like that don't happen. Okay. She also has a 9 of Pentacles. She was not innocent either. This represents some of the stuff she was doing was also deceptive and in bad faith. And then, she should have just walked away from the situation versus chasing him, which is chasing him down the street, right? Also continuing to pursue the situation and continuing this toxic cycle that they were going through. He does have some defensive stuff in there, but they both have deceptive aspects in there, but he's not telling the truth about putting his hands on her and as well. Give me the energy around Grace Jabbari again, putting her hands on Jonathan Majors. He had one little superficial scratch, and then he had like a nice little scratch in his beard. So that one was pretty, a nice little deep scratch in his beard. Give me the energy around Grace Jabbari. Knight of Wands is in here. So that, yes, that means she was, again, she was tussling him too. That Knight of Wands is quarrel, anger, rupture. Page of Swords going at him, right? This represents going at him. But again, it's like saying, give me your phone. I'm trying to check something. I'm trying to see something. Give me your phone, right? So she's responsible too. I don't think she's going to get anything. Give me the energy. Will she get anything? Will it bring charges against her, like for real, over the situation? Grace Jabbari. And a star card. This almost makes you feel like a no. It's not off the table, but it almost makes you feel like a no, right? They're really looking at her like she's really the victim in this situation. He manipulated. When you watch that full interview, you can see why they probably did. They went the way they went with him, because you could see the story. Like if he would have spoken that stand, he would have probably gotten off for. Like I'm gonna be honest, because I know the video, what the video looks like, but he has a lot of deceptive factors there. In his 20s and with other people, was he ever violent? Give me the energy around that, spirit. Was he ever like in violent situations? He said he's witnessed it but never participated. Did he ever like participate in it, or did he just witness it? Give me the energy around Jonathan Majors. Queen of Pentacles. They got other women, they'll say different, right? The Queen of Pentacles is like saying this person was evil and this person was, mean. This person was dominating. This person was trying to control me, right? This person caused a lot of tension and stress in my life. That's what that represents. This person, but yeah, this man must have it going on in that bedroom, huh? World card in reverse. It's almost like a lot of just issues and stuff like that. He was sneaky. He was no good and all that. This one's falling, right? And then this could also represent a reverse energy danger, right? So I don't believe him. I would say, like, I wouldn't be surprised, again, mark my words and come back to this video. I wouldn't be surprised in years to come where other people come out on Jonathan Majors. Let's get to Megan Good. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Does he really love Megan Good? I feel like he cares about her, but it was interesting that he described her as this relationship is fresh. Girl, red flag. That man is literally telling you this relationship is fresh. And he said, I think she is the one. Give me the energy around Jonathan Majors. Was he more willing to, was he, like he had a lot of energy in his last reading, like he wanted to be with her. He was going to try to marry her. Is that really the situation now that he's been, the situation is coming to a close? Has he changed his energy? Because it's almost like she kept her composure when he said that. But look at that slight shift in her face, a little bit, just in her temples or just right in her eyes when he said the relationship was fresh. She was like, huh? Give me the energy around Megan Good. How does she feel about him saying the relationship was fresh and that he thinks she's the one? That's conflict for her, child. I knew it. That's what I'm like. Oh, girl, this boy's literally in your face, plain in your face. Okay? Plain straight up in your face. That's like saying now she's going to see him for who he is, right? Girl, don't have no halo effect, right? That could even be her down the road moving on, leaving the relationship behind. They could have some time together, but that definitely made her feel like that was this represents the relationship inevitably ending, momentary situation. Just know they can still be together and try to do all this stuff, try to be together, try to do this, try to do that, but eventually it ends. Because that when he said, I think she's the one, and he said that, and then he called her Coretta after he didn't try to get the white lady to be Coretta Childbine. That's going to be a problem for her. So just know, even if it doesn't rear its ugly head at the moment, it could rear its ugly head later. Okay? Just remember that. It's like, I'm sorry, girl. Like, I just felt like when he said that part, like the relationship is fresh, you could see that shift in her energy. Like she kept it cool. She's an actress. They're both actors. But you could see like there was a slight, I could see it just quickly. Like she was like, And then, like I think she's the one. I don't believe they had the camera on her at the time. But even when he said, I think she's the one, he twisted his lip. Does he really believe she's the one? Or is he going into this relationship for the culture and for his situation? Does he believe Megan is truly the one, the love of his life? The woman he'll be with to the day he dies. Give me that energy around him, Spirit. Seven of Pentacles, help him get off his pathway, help him with a new pathway, help him be seen different. And he has deceptive answer responses in there. You're not the love of his life, the person that he sees. I mean, I feel like he likes you. You know, I definitely feel like he likes you. And he could even love you, but not madly, deeply, truly. Even in the Seven of Cups, that talks about, like, you're not the person he would be picking if he weren't in this situation, my girl. All right, so, girl, wake up. Run for the hills. Go back to the preacher man. You did better over there, because let me tell you, where there's smoke, there's fire. A bunch of people that was saying all that stuff, you best believe some people gonna come out on him. He literally tried to say he's never been in a situation. Then he turned around and said that he never witnessed, never participated, but he was a jerk and he was a mean guy. And then he used depression and childhood trauma to justify his behavior with people in his 20s and as he was dating in school. Wake up, watch out, red flag. Thank you for watching. This is Chris Blue Nola. That's my opinion, intuitive opinion around it. I wanted to pull cards specifically because there were a few things that were just complete red flag for me. And I was like, how are we not seeing it? And, you know, the thing is, he's trying to dupe the community with all of this race baiting and all of that. We don't see what happened in a car. We can't attest to. The man was in the front seat driving, and his hand, like, unless he had his hand all the way turned, and y'all could have been tussling before he stopped. At the end of the day, something happened in that car. The race card is being used. Definitely there's some emotional abuse there. And at the end of the day, sir, you could call a spade a spade. You were manhandling that woman, and that woman was manhandling you. And at the end of the day, y'all were in a toxic relationship that clearly and obviously by your own body language, if you had not been caught up in the situation, you would still be with Grace Jabbari. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. Don't forget you can book your appointment with me at BlueNolaTarot.com, and I'll see you soon. Bye. And give your opinion and be honest about it, right? I'm not, and you know, the only thing I just don't want is just complete disrespect. We can all give our opinion without being disrespectful, right? I could get on here and call him a bunch of names, but I'm not. You know, at the end of the day, it's just about the reading. Peace and blessings. Bye.